Hi everyone, Miss Hill here. I'm Miss Hughes' intern. I've met some parents through parent nights and through field trips and whatnot. So if I haven't met you, this is my chance to introduce myself. I've been working with the students all year. I've been working very closely with them in my internship through UNF this past semester. And I miss all of you so much. I hope that everyone is staying home and they're staying healthy and safe. I hope that everyone is taking care of themselves. Today, I just wanted to read a book to everyone. There's not going to be a specific assignment with the book. It's kind of just a chance for me to read, and you can just sit back and relax. The book I'm going to be reading today is called Water, Water Everywhere. Here's the cover. So I'm going to start reading. Water, Water Everywhere. Oh, here we got our title page. Remember our text features. Let's see if we can find any more text features while I'm reading. All right. Earth, the water planet, shines brightly in the blackness of space. White clouds swirl all around it, over oceans of deepest blue. Water brings color and life to the earth. Without it, our planet would be dusty, dry, and dead. There's our beautiful earth, all that water covering it. Water is everywhere. It washes the sky with rain and rushes along in rivers. It splashes down waterfalls and sparkles in the dewdrops caught on a spider web. You can see the dewdrops here in this picture. They look like the little dots on the web. So those are little water droplets called dewdrops. Water is part of every living thing. The stems and leaves of plants, the bodies of humans, and other animals are made mostly of water. So our own bodies, they're made mostly of water. Let's continue. Water changes its form almost like magic. When water is a liquid, we can spray it from a garden hose or watch it trickle down the window pane during a summer shower. When water is boiling hot, it produces droplets called steam. When we see whistling from the spout of a tea kettle or erupting from a hot spring deep underground. When it gets very cold, water freezes into solid ice. It may be as big as an iceberg floating in the Arctic Sea or as small as the ice cubes tinkling in a glass of lemonade. So here is a picture of the steam erupting from underground. So that means that water must be very, very hot, because it says when the water is boiling hot, it produces droplets called steam. It's a lot of steam. The water on Earth now is the same water that was here when Earth began. Water changes its form over and over in a never-ending cycle. I think we know about that cycle. It rises into the air from oceans and lakes as vapor, a gas we cannot see. As it rises, the vapor cools and turns back into tiny water droplets, which form clouds. So here's our clouds. As the clouds drift across the sky, the droplets stick together and fall back to Earth as rain. If the air is very cold, the rain freezes and falls as hail, sleet, or snow. So who can remember what that never-ending cycle is called? So water cycle. Remember, we got to post that video, the water cycle song. I know you guys all love that. All right, I'm going to continue. Some of the rain and melting snow soaks into the soil and goes deep into the earth. Some of it flows back into rivers, lakes, and oceans. Sooner or later, the same water will turn into vapor again, and it will begin its journey once more. The movement of water from the Earth's surface to the air and back again is a cycle that will go on forever. So on this leaf here, you can see those little water droplets. Water is always moving over the land too. A mountain spring bubbles up out of the earth and rushes down a mountainside. On its way to lower ground, the water splashes around rocks and tumbles over waterfalls. Further down the mountain, the little stream joins with others to form a small river. As more streams and rivers empty into it, the current grows deeper and wider. The river flows over the land until at last it meets the sea. So here we have a picture of a waterfall. Pretty beautiful. And then here we have a picture of a stream. So those are two different bodies of water. As water moves, it shapes the earth. The muddy water of rivers works like sandpaper. Over millions of years, it wears away solid rock, cutting canyons deep into the earth. High in the mountains and in the coldest parts of the world, snow builds up to form deep fields of ice called glaciers. As they slowly slide downhill, glaciers pick up rocks and boulders and over thousands of years gouge out great valleys. So look at this here. You can kind of see, it's kind of hard to tell, but right here is the water that's separating these two mountains. So over millions of years, that water created the division between these two mountains here. As ocean waves batter the shore, little by little they break down the rocky cliffs and grind them into sand. Wherever water travels, it brings the gift of life, for all living things depend on water. Trees and other plants grow thick along waterways and beside lakes. Rain helps keep forests and gardens lush and green. Thirsty animals drink their fill and splash in cool water holes. Some creatures, like lobsters, fish, and whales, spend their whole lives in water. Oh, look at the little polar bears here, hanging out in the water. There's a whale's tail in the ocean. Some water to water those flowers to make sure they grow. People depend on water too. We need clean, fresh water to drink, and the basic foods for everyone on Earth need plenty of fresh water to grow. People use water in many other ways. We use it for cooking, washing, and bathing. We use it to help make electricity and put out fires. Water is also a handy highway. On boats of all kinds, from dugout canoes to huge tankers, people travel and carry goods from place to place. Because people depend on water, we build our towns and cities near lakes, rivers, and bays. Jacksonville is near the beach. Water covers almost 3/4 of the earth, but nearly all of it is salt water. Only a very small amount is fresh water, and most of that is frozen in glaciers near the North and South Pole. The tiny bit of fresh water that is not frozen supports much of the plant and animal life on Earth. So here we see a huge glacier. We have some wildlife in the water. Because we have such a small supply of fresh water, and because the number of people who use it keeps growing, we must learn to use our water wisely. People waste water every day, often without realizing it. I wonder how. When we don't fix leaky faucets, when we leave the water running, when we take baths instead of quick showers, in many places, people are using water faster than it can recycle itself. Oh man. We must also learn to keep Earth's water clean. Cities dump tons of waste into the ocean. Factories empty harmful chemicals into rivers, lakes, and bays. Smoke from cars and industry mixes with water vapor in the air and falls to the earth as acid rain. All these things pollute our water supply, making it too dirty for people and other animals to drink, and too dirty for fish and other creatures to live in. Look at that water. Wouldn't want to drink that. Look at all that pollution going into the air. Polluting our planet's water spoils not just its usefulness, but the beauty it brings to the earth. We love to watch a clear lake sparkling in the sun. We tingle with the feel of cool water flowing over our skin as we dive in. We delight in catching snowflakes on our tongues and in skimming down snowy mountain slopes on our skis. We pause to hear the music of a bubbling forest stream or to breathe in the fresh, salty smell of the sea. Look there. We use water a lot in our daily lives. Being near water keeps us in touch with the life of the earth. Beautiful. So, throughout reading this book, I learned that water is extremely important and we use it in our everyday lives. We need water to survive and we're made up of mostly water. So water is extremely important and I hope that you guys are staying hydrated and drinking your water, and I will see you guys hopefully soon. Hopefully this is just a temporary normal for us. But I hope that everyone is staying healthy and safe, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.